Target Trading Academy.
Good afternoon, everybody. Preston Vogl here at Target Trading Academy with today's Micros Market Recap. Let's get right into it. It is the last day of February. It is February 28th at the New York close. Let's look at oil. Oil opened gap up well above that close from yesterday. That's the close around there. That's the range high. And we opened well above that. We had an initial run up, and then they had some momentum to come down. It looks like they were going to head back to that towards that close, but nope. Buyer stepped in and was really fighting it. It took them a while. If you look at this time frame, around 34 to 10:02, so a whole half hour almost for those buyers to really resolve and get their issues sorted out before they headed up. And they couldn't quite make it to the new highs and surpass and have a little bit of round trip. Remember, a round trip is when you have highs and lows set in, and then you do a turn and overtake those highs or lows. Depends on the direction that you initially started to go in, right? So sellers did step in again, and it was just a snooze fest in oil. For the most part, most of the markets were a snooze fest. Gold had a little bit more action than oil today, but gold did open gap down from that close as well. That close was around here. How did that move up? News came out. You see how volatile it was, and it just kept climbing up. So even though we started and made new contract lows, they finished positive. Couple potential opportunities for our students to take at these HVA edges. Remember, these edges are drawn the night before the next day's trading activity, meaning that levels for tomorrow will be posted tonight for our students to get downloaded onto their own computer so that they can look at them, put them onto their own charts by hand if they do not have one of the offered upgrades that we have here, such as the autoloader. It's Voila. It's compatible with Blue Water and Ninja Trader, where those levels are automatically populated onto your charts for you so that you don't have to draw them yourselves. Moving on to our equities. It was a snooze fest. Both the ES and the NASDAQ, we opened inside of the range from yesterday. We were both below the close. Had an initial move down. They found support, and you can just see it was just a fight that whole day. That's a whole hour's worth of sideways action. They just were trapped between these levels that we had defined, and it was slow as molasses. They finally got able to break out, snag their close and everything, and then looked like we were going to have momentum and have buyers step in, but it was short-lived. The sellers really stepped in around that 4,002 mark, and they just said nope. As we got down here and we're testing those prior lows, it got really choppy. There was good volatility that stepped in and drove it back down to test it one more time, but the buyers again stepped in. Ultimately, it was that second test that came crashing down, or I should say third down here that came crashing down and made new lows for the day and finally got some more momentum behind their moves. But it was at the close, so there's not much you can do. That volatility is just risky. If you're going to be trading around that area during that time with the volatility, you got to cut your risk down. Similar story in the NASDAQ. Like I said, we opened inside the range below that close. Actually, I think the NASDAQ slightly opened below the range low. Yes, we did. So we opened below it, and then we immediately got into the range, and we went sideways for a good few minutes as they were fighting it out, buyers and sellers. Before the sellers temporarily won, set in that low, and then much like the ES, just bounced back and forth between this HVA. Now, towards lunch, they were able to break out and make new highs. Yes, they did get to their close, but ultimately it was short-lived, even though it was slow as molasses, and they came back down and are now making new lows at the end of the day. So we have net positive in oil, net positive in gold, and net negative in the ES and NASDAQ here to finish us off for the day. If you are interested in learning more information about these levels and how you can get them onto your charts the night before the next day's trading activity, or if you're interested in learning how to trade futures with the methodology that is taught in the rooms live every day, feel free to reach out to us. We are Target Trading Academy. You can find us on Facebook, or go to our website at targettrading.co. Again, that is targettrading.co. Get in touch with us there. The consultant will gladly show you what we do in our rooms each and every day, and you'll be able to see for yourself why we are the #1 trading education company in the world. We look forward to seeing you there.